Hey guys, welcome back. Now I can finally say that. This is going to be the second video to the channel. I'm so excited. Have not released the first video yet, but I'm excited to see how it does. Hopefully it gets, tons and millions of views. Oh, I'm so optimistic for it. I doubt it will. I expect to get, hopefully above 10 views. If not, I understand. It'll be okay. Hopefully you guys learned something from the last video, but today we're going over a completely separate game. And this game will be Dungeon Soda 2. Very weird name if you ask me. It's about warriors who drink soda and fight people in a cave, basically. Now, the video you are watching is basically me going through the intro. I'm skipping parts of it because me going through the whole thing took about half an hour, and I don't want to make this video a half an hour. That's too long for me to talk. That's too long for you guys to listen. And I don't want you guys to just watch an intro for a game. That's pretty horrible. That's just horrible YouTubing. So I'll make you watch snippets of an intro. It's a little better. So this game just came out. I played it before it was released, and I thought it was a decent game. I still have it on my phone after making this video, which is, it means that I still want to play it. So basically, this game's about where you'll summon and recruit people, and then you'll put them into the cave and they'll fight monsters. You'll go up the cave and you'll go fight a boss. Once you kill that final boss, which is every 100 realms, and then you restart, and then so basically it goes 100 is the first final boss, 200 is the second final boss, 300, 400, so on and so forth. So within there, you have a boss every 10 levels. They're not that hard. They gradually get harder, obviously. The game's pretty easy, though. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll get gear that drops, and you can equip your guys with armor. And the armor is very basic, like stat-wise. You can get power, increases damage, stuff like that. And then health, increases health, crazily enough. And then MP boost, which is basically just magic pool. It's like a magic pool, basically, if you've played like an MMO before. And basically, you can already tell which one's for which. That's really it for the upgrades that gear gives you. Magic pool, the MP, you basically just want it to be on a healer the whole time, or the cleric is what they call it. Health, you kind of want health to be on everybody, and the power, you'll want it to be on everybody as well. But mainly your fighters, your barbarians kind of people. So they do more damage to the enemy. Increasing this on the healer will give them, in turn, more healing power as well. Now, the people I use mainly would be the cleric and then the barbarian. And the people have levels, and once you reach level 50, I don't know what happens because I have not reached level 50 with anyone. You'll have to watch a professional YouTuber, not this measly second video person who hates himself. Gotta be a pause after that I hate myself just to create some awkward silence. And basically, you'll level up your guys, they'll get better. And then I want to say it may not be the barbarian. I may have it switched. I'm sorry, I don't have the game in front of me. But there's one character, as you fight more enemies, he gets experience. She gets fighting experience with that enemy, then in turn does more damage to that enemy, saying if she has killed 200 of those enemies, she will have a permanent boost when fighting that enemy, which is really good. And I used her and the cleric. That's really it. 3x3 kind of thing. Well, cleric, her, till 3-3. Now, another thing you can talk about is the blacksmith. In turn, you can upgrade gear, basically. And then you can also upgrade the blacksmith. I didn't notice this until I was around level 600. Not gonna lie. And you need gear above level 5 to get past 600. So it was very difficult for me. I was pretty pissed off at the game because it completely just like, I can't do this. And then I was like, oh, you can level up the blacksmith and make him then level up level 5 gear, which is really nice to know now. So I hope you guys retain that information. then that's basically the extent of the game. You buy sodas, which unlocks the characters, oddly enough, and you can buy your permanent boosts, your desks and stuff like that. It increases the holding capacity of the amount of people you have. And you basically, after a week or two, if you play the game a little grindingly, you'll get everything maxed out kind of thing, except for the stuff that costs 100 million coins. I haven't even started with those yet, so I don't know what those do. I'll probably release a video in the future about what those do, and just kind of more tutorials as we go on. But as you progress in the game, you'll hit the max enemy. You'll hit the max enemy. As you hit the max enemy, you'll kill the boss, and then you'll go back to town, and this wizard will greet you. He'll be like, oh, you have to go through a dimensional rift. You go through the dimensional rift, and he brings you back to the beginning of the game, basically, in another dimension. That's why it's called dimensional rift. In the dimensional rift, you'll greet a guide, I would say, is what he would be called. He will give you 2 items per, dimension transport, let's say. And these are permanent boosts. You can level them up basically by killing these purple kind of colored monsters. It'll drop, you'll know what I'm talking about once you get through there. And that's how you basically go through the game, to my point. You won't always fight the Dark Lord. Sometimes this chick will beat him up, and then he'll be like, oh, go fight him for me, and stuff like that. And it has a storyline. I didn't really pay attention to it, but now let's move to the most interesting part. My review on the game. What you guys came here for, I would say. You had to wait around 5 minutes for this. I'm so sorry. So, my review of the game. Depends on the type of person you are. I would give it a 2 out of 4 autistic fingers. Never have 5 autistic fingers. I learned that the hard way. Okay. The reason being is you have to have the game open to progress at all. You can't just get gold idling. You have to be in the dungeon with the game open, and once you close it, you're not going to progress in that dungeon anymore. So it's basically like a late night. I'm watching TV, I'm looking at my phone, multitasking for lazy people. This is why I give it that rating. It's not sort of like a waiting game, kind of like Tap Wizard was. Basically, you kind of can't pull it out, and then, oh, I just sent them in. You want to wait 15 minutes to see when my guys die and what gear I got. It's cool. No, that's not going to happen. This is why it's not the greatest game. It's on Steam also. This lowers my rating a little bit, mainly because I am very, 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 I'm a very stubborn person. So once I'm like, this is stupid, I really think it's stupid, and it lowers review for them. I don't know why they put it on Steam. I thought it was a very stupid idea, because it's not a computer-designed game. I mean, yeah, you have to have it open the whole time, kind of like a computer game, but you're not going to, play it like a computer game, where you're, walking around, stuff like that, clicking on stuff. You're basically just going to make 4 clicks, and then you're going to watch what happens. That's basically it. And there's not many successful computer games like that, oddly enough. This is why it's more of a phone app game, but you have to leave the phone open to do so. And with that, you've heard my review, you've heard the intro for the game, you watched the intro for the game, and I would like to say thank you for listening and watching, and peace.